Today we are going to discuss about NEET UG MCQs and myself Dr. Sheban MBBS DCH postgraduate from Madras Medical College. Okay, today is our part 43 MCQs. My first question itself is an MCQ, previous year MCQ. Brain is affected in which disease? Brain. Repeat MCQ. Brain. Brain is affected in phenylketonuria. Phenyl, PHENYL. Brain is affected in phenylketonuria. Brain is affected in phenylketonuria. Sickle cell triad. TRIAT is the MCQ point. Okay. Sickle cell triad. Not anemia, sickle cell triad. Sickle cell triad is due to HBS, true or false? Sickle cell triad. Sickle cell triad is due to HBS. The key word is triad. TRIAT is the MCQ point. Triad always comes like this only. Hemoglobin A, hemoglobin S. Sickle cell anemia, triad. Both the parents are carrier in which disease? Both the parents are carrier in which disease? There are so many diseases, but as per your textbook, it is sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. Both the parents are carrier is the MCQ word. Two words are important here. First one is both. Both is the important word. Carrier is the important word. Just concentrate. Both the parents are carriers in sickle cell anemia. This is a repeat MCQ. Last year MCQ. Phenylketonuria is autosomal recessive. True or false? Last year. Phenylketonuria is autosomal recessive. True or false? True or false? It is a true statement. Name two sex-linked diseases. Repeat MCQs, match the following. Name two sex-linked recessive diseases. Sex-linked, any idea? Color blindness and hemophilia. Color blindness and hemophilia. Name two sex-linked recessive diseases. Color blindness and hemophilia. Hemoglobin A, hemoglobin S. Remains unaffected in sickle cell anemia. True or false? This is how you should prepare NEET. HBS means heterozygous. That is MCQ point. HBS, that means heterozygous. Remains unaffected in sickle cell anemia, by sickle cell anemia. True or false? It's a true statement. You must understand this MCQ, this point. Then only you will remember further MCQ points. Okay, I'll tell you again. HBS remain unaffected by sickle cell anemia. It is a true statement. So HBS means heterozygous. Heterozygous. The keyword is true. So HBS means what? Means, just now I told you, it means homozygous. That is heterozygous. This is homozygous. Sickle cell anemia. These are all repeated MCQs. Heterozygous sickle cell anemia has dash percent risk to transfer the disease to the progeny. How many percent risk? Heterozygous. Any idea? It's only 50 percentage. What is the question? Read this word, okay? It is not homozygous. Read it thoroughly. It is heterozygous. Heterozygous is 50 percentage. Alpha hemoglobin is mainly affected in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Alpha globin is affected in sickle cell anemia. True or false? It is always the beta only. Beta globin chain is affected in sickle cell anemia. Alpha globin chain can be affected in thalassemia. True or false? CAN can be. Alpha globin can be affected in thalassemia. True or false? Yes, that is called alpha thalassemia. That is called alpha thalassemia. If beta is affected, beta thalassemia. So it is a true statement. This is a repeat MCQ. You must remember this word. Polymerization of hemoglobin occurs in which disease? Repeat MCQ. Polymerization of hemoglobin occurs in which disease? Polymerization. Any idea? Sickle cell anemia. What is the question? Polymerization. They can ask, what change happens in sickle cell anemia? That time you must answer polymerization of hemoglobin. Polymerization is the keyword. They'll give polymerization, condensation, oxidation, reduction. 4 words they'll give. That time you should answer polymerization. Mental retardation occurs in thalassemia. True or false? Mental retardation occurs in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Mental retardation. Mental retardation. No, this is the end. Sickle cell anemia occurs in sickle cell anemia is autosomal recessive. True or false? Sickle cell anemia is autosomal recessive. True or false? Any idea? Autosomal recessive, true or false? Yes, it is autosomal recessive. Okay. So mental retardation occurs in mental retardation occurs in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Mental retardation occurs in sickle cell anemia. True or false? It is a false statement because mental retardation occurs in phenylketonuria. They'll ask why. Because in phenylketonuria, the excess of phenylalanine is deposited in the brain. That is why you get mental retardation in phenylketonuria. See, all the MCQs I have prepared from your NCERT 12th standard textbook only. Okay, so be prepared for all these questions. Heterozygous shows disease. Heterozygous show the disease phenotype of sickle cell anemia. Any idea? Heterozygous show the disease phenotype in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Heterozygous. True or false? Don't forget it's only homozygous. These are repeated true or false statements. Only homozygous. What is the question? Read the question well. Heterozygous shows the disease phenotype of sickle cell anemia. It is only homozygous, but you should not forget this question point. Sickle cell anemia is controlled by two pairs of allele. True or false? Not two pairs of allele. True or false? Sickle cell anemia. True or false? Sickle cell anemia. By single pair only. By single pair only. Which is the single pair allele in sickle cell anemia? Single pair allele in sickle cell anemia. Any idea? This is A. HBA. That is HBS. Only homozygous show disease in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Only homozygous show the actual disease in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Homozygous. Any idea? Yes, it is always true. Only homozygous, because heterozygous are carriers. Heterozygous are carrier. Heterozygous are carrier. Only homozygous show the actual disease in sickle cell anemia. This I told you in the beginning. First question, I think. Sickle cell triad is homozygous. True or false? Sickle cell triad is homozygous. No. Sickle cell heterozygous is only sickle cell triad. Triad means hetero. Triad is always heterozygous. Triad. So, this is a false statement. Sickle cell triad is homozygous is a false statement. It is heterozygous. So heterozygous, just now I told you, heterozygous sickle cell anemia acts as what? Hetero means heterozygous acts as carrier. Carrier. They don't have the actual disease. They are the carriers. So always remember, heterozygous in sickle cell anemia act as carrier. Or they can ask, in sickle cell anemia, which is the carrier? That time you should answer heterozygous. Okay. See, this is a disease phenotype. What is the disease phenotype of sickle cell anemia? Disease phenotype. Disease. What is any idea? I am talking about the disease phenotype, not the carrier. Disease phenotype. What is the answer? Disease occurs in, I told you no, homozygous. HBS. Disease occurs in homozygous. Write in a pen, okay. Heterozygous sickle cell anemia. Just write the symbol. Because they have asked. Heterozygous. Heterozygous sickle cell anemia. How will you write? HBA, HB, Yes. This is heterozygous sickle cell anemia. Keep it in mind, okay? Heterozygous. How will you write? HBA, HBS. Repeated MCQ point. So how will you write homozygous sickle cell anemia? How will you write homozygous? HBS, HBS. Now I think you are very thorough. I made it clear for you. You got it, right? So always remember, homozygous creates the actual disease. Homozygous creates the actual disease. Whereas this heterozygous acts as a carrier. See, this means heterozygous. So no confusion, okay? Down syndrome is polyploidy. True or false? They will ask, which of the following is polyploidy? That time you should know this point. Down syndrome is polyploidy. True or false? Come on. Aneuploidy. Aneuploidy, there are 3 examples. Do you know, in as per your textbook, 3 examples for aneuploidy. Down's syndrome, Turner, Turner, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter, Klienf-Felter, Klinefelter's syndrome. So aneuploidy, 3 examples as per your textbook. Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome. These are repeated, match the following MCQ. Aneuploidy. Can you explain this symbol? What is the? Can you explain this symbol? The above are parents, the below are children, and the order of birth from left to right. Parents above, children below. Order of birth from left to right. Made it very clear. Above are parents, below are children. Next, order of birth from left to right. So you must memorize the diagrams given in page number 89 and 90 now itself. Now itself you have to memorize, or today you have to memorize. Just memorize. So I told you 3 examples of aneuploidy. What is the answer? Come on. Come on. Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter's syndrome. What is the question? 3 examples of aneuploidy. Son is more affected than the daughter. In which condition? Son is more affected. Male child is more affected than the female child. What is your answer? Basic idea. If you know this, you can apply in so many places. Any sex-linked recessive disease. If you know this disease is a sex-linked recessive disease, then you can easily solve this MCQ. If you know this disease is a sex-linked recessive disease, you can apply this concept. Son, male child, is more affected than the daughter in sex-linked recessive diseases. Can you tell me 2 sex-linked recessive diseases as per your textbook, NCERT? 2. Just name 2. This is enough. Color blindness. COLOR. Color blindness, number 1. Number 2, hemophilia. HAEMOPHILIA. As per a textbook, sex-linked diseases, two things, hemophilia and color blindness. So when they ask MCQ about hemophilia or color blindness, you must apply this point. Okay, you should tell male child is more affected than the female child in hemophilia. Male child is more affected than the female child, daughter, in color blindness. So color blindness is more common in males. Hemophilia is more common in males. With this basic idea, I made it very clear for you. Can you take, this is a match the following word. Try it. Any idea? As per your textbook I am talking. Try it. They have mentioned sickle cell triad in your textbook. Sickle cell triad in your textbook. Single gene HBB, what disease? Single cell H capital BB, what disease? Related to what disease? Come on, what disease? Beta thalassemia. Beta thalassemia. Single HBB disease. Beta thalassemia. HbA1, HbA1, HbA2. What disease? Is related to which disease? This is NEET preparation. This is called NEET preparation. What is your answer? They will ask in match the following. What is your answer? Alpha thalassemia. Or they can ask, what is this one involved in? Alpha thalassemia. That time you must answer HbA1 and HbA2. Okay. When they ask which is related to beta thalassemia, you must answer HBB. Okay. Don't forget Sheben. Okay. Tyrosine is involved in which disease? Tyrosine. Tyrosine. Any idea? Tyrosine. Tyrosine is involved in phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria. Tyrosine involved in phenylketonuria. GAG to GUG involved in which disease? Which disease? GAG to GUG in which disease? Which disease? Come on, which disease? Sickle cell anemia. Very important. Repeat MCQ. Chromosome level. Which disease? Chromosome 11. Which disease? This MCQ they asked last year. Last year, repeat MCQ last year. Chromosome 11. What is your answer? Beta thalassemia. Beta thalassemia. Beta is important. I think chromosome 21 you know better than me. What is your answer? Chromosome 21. Huh? DOWNS. Down syndrome. Chromosome 21. These three are repeated MCQs, ma'am. Chromosome 16. Chromosome 16. What is your answer? Alpha thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia. Substitution of valine by glutamic acid is seen in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Let me see how brilliant you are in answering this question. Substitution. Any idea? No, never. It is glutamic acid bivalent. Glutamic acid bivalent. See the question? Substitution of valine blood glutamic is a wrong statement. The correct statement is glutamic acid bivalent. Is it not a brilliant MCQ? Yes. I think you know this. In sex-linked diseases, son more affected than daughter. True or false? Sex-linked recessive. True. I think you are getting stronger now, right? So you can answer this question now. Glutamic acid is involved in thalassemia. True or false? You can answer now. Just now I told you. Glutamic acid is involved in sickle cell anemia. I think this also you know now. Valine is involved in phenylketonuria. True or false? I think you know this. Valine. Valine is involved in same sickle cell anemia. Both alpha and beta globin of hemoglobin are involved in sickle cell anemia. True or false? Both. Any idea? Both. Both. It is only the beta. What is the question? Sickle cell anemia. It is only the beta. I think you know this question now very well. GAG to GUG. What is the disease name? You know better than me now. Huh? What is the answer? Sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. Substitution of glutamic acid by valine in thalassemia. True or false? This is NEET preparation. True or false? In sickle cell anemia. What is the shape of RBC? Shape of RBC. Any idea? Shape of RBC. Biconcave disc shaped. Biconcave disc shaped. So where do you get an elongated RBC? Where do you get an elongated RBC? Any idea? Elongated RBC. Elongated RBC you get in sickle cell anemia. Damage of RBC in sickle cell anemia is due to what? Repeat MCQ. Damage of RBC in sickle cell anemia is due to what? Polymerization. Remember the word polymerization. Polymerization. Polymerization of mutant hemoglobin under low oxygen. Polymerization of mutant hemoglobin under low oxygen. What is the question? Damage of RBC in sickle cell anemia is due to polymerization of mutant hemoglobin under low oxygen content. LOW. They'll keep in exam high, they'll keep and confuse you. Low. Sixth codon. Any idea? Sixth codon. Affected in which disease? Sixth codon of beta of globin. Sixth codon is important. Any idea? Or they can ask sixth codon, seventh codon, eighth codon, ninth codon by giving the question. Sixth codon. What is your answer? Sixth codon. Whenever you hear the word sixth codon, always remember sickle cell anemia. Okay? Whenever you see the word sixth codon, always remember sickle cell anemia and Sheben also. Okay? Because I taught you very well. Substitution of. See the word substitution. That itself they can ask an MCQ. Which of the following steps is involved in sickle cell anemia? Choice number A, substitution. Choice number 2, reproduction. Choice number 3, occupation. Choice number 3, defecation. They'll give whatever they want, they'll give. So, what substitution occurs in sickle cell anemia itself is an MCQ. So, substitution of dash happens in sickle cell anemia is another MCQ. GAG to GUG. Whenever you hear the word substitution, don't forget sickle cell anemia. Sixth position of beta globin chain dash disease. That is sixth codon. This is sixth position. What is the answer? That is sixth codon. This is sixth position. Any idea? Sixth position. Sickle cell anemia. They will confuse you with thalassemia. Mother carrier. Okay, example. This is a logic concept. Mother is a carrier for a disease. Father is affected by the disease. So who will have son and daughter? What is the ratio? Mother is the carrier. Father has the disease. So what about the son? What about the daughter getting the disease? It's an exception point. Exception point. Very, very important MCQ. Both are affected, but son affected more than the daughter. We'll ask. Or if you know this point, you can apply to some disease, especially to sex-linked recessive. This situation means sex-linked recessive condition. See, mother is carrier, father is affected by the disease. If these two get babies, what will be the situation? Both the babies will have the disease, yes. But boy's son is more affected than the daughter. Daughter only little bit percentage, very small percentage. Mostly they will not get affected in this situation. It's only the son. Queen Victoria family has color blindness. True or false? Queen Victoria. You are thinking, how I prepared this much from the in-depth of the textbook? This is called NEET preparation. Queen Victoria family has color. True or false? No. Queen Victoria itself, she is a hemophilia carrier. So she gives so many hemophilia patients, boys especially, in her family. Queen Victoria, remember hemophilia, okay? Mother carrier, mother is carrier for color blindness. Father affected by color blindness. Okay. Son affected, daughter not affected. True or false? No logic. Same MCQ. It was repeated last year. Same MCQ. Mother carrier for color blindness. Father affected by color blindness. Son affected. Daughter not affected. How to apply this question? You must think. Color blindness is sex-linked recessive. So color blindness is sex-linked recessive. So what is the answer? Both are affected. Both are affected, but boys more affected than daughter. Made it very clear? See, this is not a logic question, okay? You will not know logic here. Protein needed for clotting is affected in which disease? The proteins which are needed for clotting is affected in which disease? And one more point you should remember here. Protein is helpful for clotting. That is also an MCQ point. Question is having an answer. Okay. Protein is also involved in clotting. That is a MCQ. So under which disease mainly? Hemophilia. So the hemophilia, or they can ask ulta. In hemophilia, what is the basic reason? Basic culprit. That time you should answer protein, which is needed for clotting. Hemophilia, protein, which is needed for clotting is affected. Now see now, in hemophilia, males are more affected than females. Hemophilia, X-linked recessive. So correct statement. Boys are more affected than the daughter. Son is more affected than the daughter. Basic point. Sex-linked recessive. Sex-linked recessive. Hemophilia is sex-linked recessive. So it is a true statement. I think you have become the master, right? See, write some good comments about this in the comment section, and kindly share this great awareness video with your junior, with your seniors, with your biology madam, okay, and to your NEET coach. After hearing this video, my part 44 is also available in this same YouTube channel. Don't forget to hear that also. Very useful video, okay. So now you know this. In color blindness means sex-linked recessive. So now you read, in color blindness, males, that is, males are more affected than females. It is a true statement. Son more affected than daughter. Logic. Sex-linked recessive. I told no, daughters they are getting affected only little bit. Very little bit. Very, very, very minimal amount. A daughter getting hemophilia is very, very, very rare. Very rare. Unless two conditions. Only in that two conditions, daughter will be affected. Can you tell me those two conditions? It holds hemophilia, same concept. Color blindness, also same concept. Sex-linked recessive, same concept. Unless, I told you, mother is a carrier, father has the disease. Same logic. Mother is a carrier, father has hemophilia, or father has color blindness, whatever it may be. Only these two, sex-linked recessive. Now you read. Now will be the master. A daughter getting hemophilia, that means sex-linked recessive disease, is very, very, very rare. Unless two conditions. Mother is a carrier, father has hemophilia. Made you the master, okay? See, testing question. boy children, boy baby. Boy baby is more affected than the female baby. Two diseases. What is the concept? Sex-linked recessive is the concept. If you know the concept, you know the answer. Hemophilia, color blindness. Okay. But don't forget Sheben. Okay. So Queen Victoria family, what disease they have? Queen Victoria, they have, the family is affected by hemophilia because she is a hemophilia carrier. Hemophilia. This is an important point. I think you know this. Hemophilia is autosomal recessive. True or false? You know better than me. Hemophilia is sex-linked recessive. Very simple. Simple. Sex-linked two diseases. Color blindness, hemophilia. Sex-linked. This also you know, I think. Basic problem in hemophilia. I made it very easy for you. Basic problem in hemophilia is protein. Or they can ask, protein is the basic problem in which a disease. That time you should answer hemophilia and that time you should remember Sheben. Okay, because I taught you the important MCQ. Protein is involved in hemophilia. Or they'll ask, basic problem in hemophilia is protein. How this protein is involved in hemophilia? Any idea? How? This question was a previous NEET MCQ. How protein is involved in hemophilia? Single protein which is needed for clotting of blood. Single protein which is needed for the clotting of blood. See, now you know. In dash diseases, females are rarely affected. At sex-linked recessive. Okay, correct then? Sex-linked recessive. So two diseases. Hemophilia and color blindness. You know better than me now. Right? In which disease you get non-stop bleeding. For example, you get a cut. There will be non-stop bleeding. Just now only we discussed about this. Non-stop bleeding. Hemophilia, we discussed now. Protein deficiency which helps in clotting of blood. So hemophilia there will be, when you get a cut, you get a non-stop bleeding. Match the following. Match the following. What is 50%? 50%. Son of a woman who carries the gene for color blindness has 50% chance to transmit to her progeny or to her son. Daughter only very less, negligible, 50%. Sickle cell anemia to her son, 50%. Okay, don't take 100%, 50%. Mother carrier. Okay, father color blind. Mother carrier for color blindness. Okay, father has the disease, color blind. What is her condition? What is her inference? What is inference? In these two conditions, daughter will also be affected. In these two situations, daughter will also be affected, but only little bit, because it is sex-linked recessive. You must answer all these questions, okay, in the NEET examination, okay? See, a daughter will not be colorblind. Colorblind means sex-linked recessive. Okay, a daughter will not be colorblind unless only two situations. I told now. Mother is the carrier for colorblind. Father has the actual color blindness. What is the question? A daughter will not be color blind. Very, very rare, I told you, no, very rare. Unless mother is the carrier for color blindness, father actually having color blindness. All are silly questions for you now. See, all are very silly questions, but you will remember this only till tomorrow afternoon. Day after tomorrow you will not remember anything, because there is a proven study, 7 days continuous recall study. You must hear this video for 7 days continuously. If you do that, you will remember all the questions for next 1 year. That is, they have scientifically proved this. Top scorers, 720 out of 720. Those people, they know the secret, they don't explain it outside. You hear this video for 7 continuous days, I'll challenge you, you will answer all the MCQs for next 1 year. That's a proven science, not my study. But if you don't practice 7 continuous days, what you are hearing this video is wasting your time. It is total waste of time. You will not remember anything till tomorrow afternoon. Waste of your time. Yes? Good. So what is the percentage of color blindness in males? Shall I repeat MCQ, man? What is the percentage of color blindness in males? Males, 8%. Don't think 98%. 8%. What is the question? Percentage of color blindness in males. Color blindness is autosomal recessive. Be very careful when you see. Don't just jump when you see the word recessive. Autosomal recessive. So it is a wrong statement. Sex-linked recessive. Percentage of color blindness in females. Any idea? 0.4%. 0.4%. Or they will ask 0.4%. What is the question? That time you will forget everything. This is how you should prepare NEET. 0.4. What is the question? Okay. Percentage of color blindness in females. In color blindness, the basic problem is in the Y chromosome. True or false? In color blindness, the basic problem is in the Y chromosome. True or false? The basic problem, only X chromosome. That is why sex-linked recessive X chromosome. In color blindness, which is affected, rod or cone? Rods and cone are found in the eyes. Which one? Anyone? Color which is affected? Which is involved? Come on. Very repeat MCQ. So many times they ask match the following. People, it's given in a textbook only. So whenever you think color blindness, think of Cones. Cone ice cream. Cone ice cream we used to eat, right? You remember that cone ice cream? Okay. Whenever somebody travels in from home, some ice cream man, when you see that cone ice cream, think of color blindness because that cone ice cream will give you an MBBS seat. Okay, at the same time, don't forget Shiban also. Which cone, which color cone is affected mainly in color blindness? Cone ice cream. Which one? Which color? This also is a repeat MCQ. Green and red. Red and green. Red and green color blindness. Cones, cones, cones. What is the basic reason for color blindness? See, now I am giving you only one choice. You will answer. When they give 4 choice, it will confuse you. Basic problem color blindness. Mutation in concentric genes on the X chromosome. This is MCQ. Why females are less affected in color blindness? That means sex-linked recessive. Why? They can ask why females are less affected in hemophilia. Same answer. What is your answer? Because genes that carry this color blindness is affected on the X chromosome. I think you became so strong now. Males have 2 X chromosome, true or false? Males have 2 X chromosome, true or false? Males have 2 X chromosome. Males. Very basic question. Right? Am I right? Okay. Females have 2 X chromosome, true or false? Females. True. These are very basic. Just to recall, I added this also. Can you tell me one autosomal dominant disease? Autosomal dominant. Autosomal dominant. Any idea? Myotonic dystrophy. MYOTONIC. Myotonic dystrophy. I think you know this. Name to sex-linked recessive. You are the master, right? Hemophilia and color blindness. Right? Name 3 autosomal recessive diseases. Autosomal recessive. Any idea? Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria. My mnemonics is STP. If you want, you can keep it up. STP. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria. What is the question? Don't forget the word autosomal. Autosomal. Autosomal recessive means my mnemonics is STP. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria. What is the question? Autosomal recessive. My mnemonics is STP. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria. See, you will forget everything tomorrow afternoon. You must practice 7 days continuous recall. Very, very, very important. Thalassemia is the disease of kidney. True or false? So now it's very easy for you. Thalassemia is a disease of blood. Now it became very easy for you, right? Thalassemia is a disease of kidney. It's a wrong statement. Thalassemia is a disease of blood. See, now you know this answer. See, thalassemia is autosomal dominant. You know the answer. STP. No. Autosomal dominant is what one? Myotonic dystrophy. Myotonic. Okay. So autosomal recessive. I made it very clear. Autosomal recessive. STP. So I told you now. Name 3 autosomal recessive. STP. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria. So thalassemia is autosomal dominant. It's a wrong statement. So if you remember STP, you can answer this. Sickle cell anemia, thalassemia, phenylketonuria. STP. Okay, STP. Autosomal recessive. In thalassemia, both parents are unaffected. True or false? In thalassemia, I am talking about thalassemia. Both parents are unaffected. True or false? இந்த ஒரு சாப்டர் 10 பேப்பரோட இருக்கும் முடிச்சிடலாம். இந்த ஒரு சாப்டருக்கு மட்டும் ஒரு செட்டு இருக்கும் பாரு, தலசீமியோட முடிஞ்சிடும். ஒரு 6 கொஸ்டின் இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறது ஃபஸ்ட்டில். இன் thalassemia, both parents are unaffected. True or false? Yes, not affected. Only the carrier. Don't forget the question, because this is a repeated MCQ multiple times, not one time, multiple times. Read the question very well. The answer is here for you. Read the question very well. The answer is for you. Basic reason in thalassemia. One of the globin chain synthesis is affected. Why one of the? Because there are 2 types. Alpha globin problem can cause alpha thalassemia. Beta globin problem can cause beta thalassemia. That is written one of the. See the word? Now you read, now you will understand. One of the. So the basic problem of thalassemia is one of the. Hemoglobin disease. Thalassemia. Hemoglobin disease. Thalassemia. This is a repeat MCQ. Dash is characteristic of thalassemia. Repeat MCQ. Anemia. Dash is characteristic of thalassemia. Anemia. Types of thalassemia. I think you know this now. Alpha thalassemia, beta thalassemia. I think you know this very well. Thalassemia classification is based on what? Thalassemia classification is based on what? Thalassemia classification. Is based on which chain is affected? Alpha chain or beta chain? Okay? Thalassemia classification is based on which chain is affected. Either it's alpha chain or beta chain. So simple. So same thing. Alpha chain of hemoglobin is affected in alpha thalassemia. Very easy, right? Alpha chain of hemoglobin is affected in alpha thalassemia. See this question? I think you'll answer this very easily. In beta thalassemia, both alpha and beta chains are affected. True or false? NEET will confuse you like this only. Silly questions, but in beta thalassemia, both alpha and beta chains are affected. In the examination, we'll get confused. It's very easy, man. Only beta chain. I told you no. Only beta chain. Alpha thalassemia, only alpha chain. Beta thalassemia, only beta chain. Okay. This is a old question. Chromosome number of alpha thalassemia. What is your answer? Come on. You forgot. That is I told you. 7 days continuous recall technique. Chromosome alpha thalassemia 16. Alpha thalassemia 16. Beta thalassemia chromosome number you forgot. Illa repeated MCQs. 7 days continuous recall. Chromosome 11. So 11 is for what? Beta. 11 is for beta. This is a repeat MCQ. Can you tell me the gene related to alpha thalassemia? Not beta, alpha. Not beta, alpha thalassemia. See, you forgot. Today only we read, we forgot. 7 days, don't waste your time. HbA1 and HbA2. What is the question? Alpha thalassemia. Alpha thalassemia, HbA1, HbA2. Gene related to beta thalassemia, we forgot. Any idea? Beta thalassemia. HBB. Beta thalassemia. Beta thalassemia. See the word qualitative problem. L. This L is important, okay? Qualitative problem in synthesis of functioning. Whenever you see the word qualitative, always remember sickle cell anemia. Qualitative. Sickle cell anemia. Qualitative. Read thoroughly. Functioning. Qualitative and functioning are the important words. Always remember sickle cell anemia. When you see the word qualitative and functioning, always remember sickle cell anemia. Can you read this? Qualitative, functioning. Qualitative, functioning. Always remember sickle cell anemia. But when you see the word quantitative, always remember the word thalassemia. I made it very, very, very clear. Quantitative. Quantitative. Thalassemia. Quantitative, read fully. Okay, read completely. Quantitative problem in the synthesis of few hemoglobin. Thalassemia. So if you see these two words, N, quantitative and too low hemoglobin, globin, what will be your answer? Quantitative, very little, too low hemoglobin. Quantitative is very, very low, quantitative. What is the answer? Thalassemia. I made it master for you. I made you the master. Okay. Quantitative means quantity is very, very low. So the next word. Too low globin. Your answer should be thalassemia. Made it very clear. At the same time, see. Qualitative and poor function. Qualitative, no, poor quality. Poor quality, that means poor function. Poor quality and poor function of the hemoglobin means sickle. How I remember is L, L. If you want, you can remember like that. L, L. This L and this qualitative. These both are repeated MCQs. Very, very, very easy to remember. So what is the point for thalassemia? Thalassemia, quantitative and quantitative very much, too little hemoglobin. Quantitative thalassemia. So what is the point for sickle cell anemia? L. So qualitative, poor quality. So poor functioning. Poor quality, poor functioning. Remember like that. Okay. And kindly share this great video with your good friends. Here my next video also. Okay, stay tuned.